So I am just playing Pokemon right now, literally playing Pokemon Ruby, and I have to fix my hair. And I was just thinking, I'm also listening to a really good song right now called Hitachi no Koi. And this is gonna sound funny, but hear me out. Let me not play this real quick. People are like pools. We are pools. And what happens when you don't take care of your pool? The water is green, musky, gross, unsanitary, and most likely not safe to swim in. Yet we bathe in that thinking that's us. And then we look around and wonder why no one wants to swim in it with us. Let me take a sip because we're getting somewhere real quick. And we blame everything outside of us, maybe the filter. Let's get away from the metaphor really quick. And we blame everybody outside of us, people, circumstances, our boss, the cards we were dealt with, meaning our birth circumstances. And this can extend to many different things. But it all boils down to us and our inability to put the focus and awareness on us, realizing this pool is green and gross because we're not taking care of it. Now, what happens if you do take care of your inner world? What happens if you do change the filter? What happens if you do you have to take out water and put fresh in? I've never taken care of a pool, but let's just pretend that's what you have to do. Do you replace the water and refill it with fresh water? Do you make sure that it's not going down and it's staying at a proper amount in the pool? Because if you do, you now have this beautiful blue, like clear water that is not only safe to swim in, but refreshing, nourishing, and everybody wants to jump in. That's what happens when you take care of your inner world. And it doesn't mean take care of yourself so you become famous. It has nothing to do with fame more than it has to do with an extension of love that you can give to everybody everywhere you go. But you have to clean your pool. And the way to do it is to really take a step back, get away from distractions, as I'm playing Pokemon Ruby right now, but I felt like it. But get away from distractions. Have like 30 minutes, 40 minutes, maybe an hour to yourself. Go on a walk and just pay attention to your thoughts and where they're going and where they're dominant, right? What stories are dominating your mindset, dominating your life pretty much? Do you believe you're not worthy of love? Do you believe that you never have enough money? Do you believe that nothing ever works out for you? What are these dominant stories that you're telling yourself? And where did they even come from? Who wrote those stories? Because you sure as hell didn't. Something else wrote them for you and you took them as truth. I know because I fucking dealt with it. I grew up in a house that had conditional love. You had to prove yourself. You weren't loved just because you existed. You were loved because you did great in baseball or you got good grades. Or when I first started real estate, and I got my first deal, I remember, I'm not going to say who, but someone near and dear to me said, wow, that's all you made? Like, I grew up in an environment of conditional love. And that's what I became because that's what I thought love was. That was my story that, my upbringing wrote for me. And I thought it was normal. And I lived my life with needing conditional love, acceptance, validation, that branched into many different things. But then I just said, fuck that shit, bro. I'm not living my life having to prove myself to people that I don't even fucking know. I don't even fucking know who these people are, and I'm trying to prove myself. What is there to prove? I am perfect just the way I am. My existence is good enough. Like, I started telling new stories. I took the pencil away from my circumstances. I erased it. I said, fuck that. This is not who I am anymore, and I rewrote it. because I have a pen right here, and I rewrote it. No, I am love. I am perfect just the way I am. There is nothing I have to prove. There's nothing, and you can go on and on. You could be as, metaphorical as you want, but you have to take care of the pool. Or, I mean, you have to rewrite. You have to rewrite. Yo. Also, don't take yourself too seriously. That's pretty funny. Anyways, but you got to change the story and like see what the stories are in order to change them, because you can't just say affirmations and write things down when you're not even realizing what the fucking story is to begin with. Right? That's like literally putting on a horror saying, this is going to be a romance. This is going to be a romance. This is going to be a romance. That's not going to fucking work. Motherfuckers are going to get stabbed, shot, killed. Fucking, what does Jason do? Didn't Jason like punch through the wall and like grab someone? That shit was crazy. But that's not going to work. You need to realize, okay, I'm telling this horrific story that I'm all these things. Let me eject the fucking disc. That's not who I am anymore, and put in a new one. Bro, metaphors are being thrown like crazy. That's another thing. Let's talk about that. I used to think I was never interesting. Like I had nothing interesting to say. I had nothing interesting to offer in terms of a conversation, or I was never good enough to give advice to my friends. And then I erased that. I said, fuck that shit. I ejected the disc, threw that fucking frisbeed that bitch out the window, and I put in a new disc. A new movie. A movie that I wanted. A story that I wrote. Okay? And that all starts from within, which is, again, going back to the first analogy, the pool. Clean the pool. That is all you need to do. You don't need to go outside and get validation. And don't start working on yourself. And my cat is going crazy. What are you doing? Anyways, don't start working on yourself and then looking into, for validation. Do people noticing the changes? Is it working? Fuck all that, bro. That's another form of seeking validation and not being good enough. It's sneaky, man. It's really sneaky. But you have to just say fuck it and know it. And feelings are going to come up that are contradicting. This cat is funny. But as I was saying, contradictory feelings are going to come up. Contradictory sensations, thoughts are going to come up. But you have the power to say, fuck you, that's not who I am anymore. And rewrite the story. Clean that fucking water, man. Because you deserve it. You 100% deserve it. There's nothing wrong with you. I'm really getting into it now. I took the fucking headphones off. There is nothing wrong with you. Okay? Literally nothing. You are an excellent, beautiful spiritual being having a wonderful human experience. You're poetically floating through life, giving love to everyone everywhere you go in your own unique creative process given to you by the divine. That's who the fuck you are, bro. Or broette. But for real. So start being aware of these stories and start being aware of what happens in this world that causes them to come up, because that's an opportunity. Like, be grateful. Right? When I used to, courageously put myself out there, and let's just say the person I was trying to talk to, the girl was like, oh, I'm not interested. And I took that rejection personal because I didn't think I was good enough. But I was grateful when that would happen, because I'd be like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to shut that little bitch voice up and say, no, I'm good enough because I am perfect just the way I am. And guess what? Rejection got a whole lot easier. I literally saw him wiggle his butt because he was going to go, I don't know what he's playing with. What are you playing with? He's giving me a look like, dude, just let me do my thing. But let's wrap this up. Because I don't know what I was gonna say. What was I about to say? I don't fucking remember. Anyways, but yeah. So remind yourself when those situations occur. Why was I gonna wrap it up? When those situations arise and then those feelings arise, you have to be like, I am so grateful this is happening right now, because now I could see what story has been dominant in my life, and I have the fucking operant power to say, no, that's not who I am anymore. This is who I am. And those feelings still might try to be like, no, you're not. Then you keep saying, yeah, the fuck I am. It's a never-ending battle. I've learned that. There's no, okay, you do a certain amount of exercises and you get to a certain point where you kind of could take your foot off the gas. That's not true. Me and my friend are trying to start our own real estate business. If we get, once we start to get a good amount of leads and, all that beautiful stuff, I'm not going to take my foot off the gas. That's fucking crazy. Why would I do that? If there's momentum, that's when you floor it. Same thing in your spiritual inner journey. You fucking floor it. Oh, I'm getting momentum? I'm going to fucking double down. I'm going to go dance. Why don't you fucking dance? Like, type shit. Just do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever is your expression of joy and love, just do it. Truthfully, I think that's about it. I think that's all I have, but this was on my heart and I had to share it because it excited me and I wanted to share the excitement. This is one of my forms of expression of love, is to just talk and creatively and uniquely give my own experience. So I hope it made sense to you. If it did, that's wonderful. And I hope you have a beautiful day. I'm going to continue to play Pokemon Ruby for maybe like another 45 minutes or so. I gotta grind and level up my Shroomish, and I gotta level up my Mudkip while he does whatever he's doing. So have a beautiful day, and take this last reminder that you are beautiful and deserving of love.